Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 2615 Southeast 23rd Avenue here in Portland. We're located at the rear of the home inside the little mudroom. We have a 4-inch ABS cleanout as our point of access. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We currently have water running. Here we go. Right off the bat there, immediately upon access up to 14 feet, we do have a belly in the line. And we've had the kitchen sink running now for probably 3 minutes or so. I don't see any water flow. Here at 37 feet, this is where the kitchen sink is tying in at. It ties partway up the driveway. Here at 92 feet, the line transitions over to 6-inch terracotta clay. This is likely going to be right at the street curb, where it transitions responsibility to the city. Yeah, here at 106 feet, we have a pipe coming into the side of the line there. I'm going to go ahead and locate the camera head and see where we're at. All right, located the camera head successfully out in the middle of the street on Southeast 23rd. My locate line's right up with the manhole. The reason this is kind of confusing is just the way that this line's coming together here. There's two lines that converge together at the same time, and that's one of those things that makes me nervous that it's a party line. But it's out in the middle of the road. So, I mean, it's something you could contact the city about to make sure this isn't some kind of odd party. Usually they're partied up in the front yard of a house. So this is all the way out the main lateral. So I doubt this is something that's non-conforming, but It's hard for me to say. All the clay pipe here, though, would be the responsibility of the city. But at this point, the line is totally drained out now. Go ahead and start pulling back here. So a very small amount of standing water right here. That water level is not even to the bottom of the camera lens. It's only about 1/8 of an inch. It's very minimal. And there's no debris collecting there. Nothing worth repairing. This entire sewer line is under concrete essentially, so whatever it does get repaired is going to be costly and kind of difficult to do. Again, some more standing water here, still hovering right around the 1/8 of an inch. It's sitting below the camera lens. That Y connection right there is for a clean out that's off to the right side of the driveway. Now, the standing water beyond the first belly in the line is very insignificant. It's nothing worth repairing at all. This portion of the line, however, right here, we're going to take a look at. We're getting close back to the clean out. This portion of the line here consistently has. I'm moving the camera back really quickly, which if there's about an inch and a half of water or less, the water will suck down below the camera lens. And I am not seeing that in this situation. This is looking like there's probably more like 2 to 3 inches of water here, possibly. It's a hard one to gauge. So I'm trying to look down into the pipe here. I can see to the bottom of the pipe straight down into the clean out, and from the clean out back towards the house looks like it's draining, but right where right where my camera turns into here, though, you've got, again, this is looking like you've probably got 1.5 inches, 2 inches of standing water, possibly more than that. Once it gets up high enough, I can't measure it anymore. So I'm going to push out right here to the end of the belly. I am going to recommend a repair here. I'll mark the line with white paint. Alrighty, located and mark the line right here. Almost immediately out of the gate, once you get to the base of the clean out and start heading out, it looks like it does a 90-degree turn and heads and parallels the back of the house. And there's a very obvious concrete patch. I actually got a little bit beyond that belly. I think some of the water sloshed out of the belly here is what's going on. But anyway, I was getting a depth there of 3 feet deep, so it's quite shallow. There is a concrete patch from when they had repaired this line or updated it originally. We'll do another white dot right here, and then from this point back into the mudroom, I'll probably use some painter's tape to mark it. Alright, here at about 8.5, 9 feet out, we're about 2 feet 9 inches deep. And then from about this point here on back in towards the cleanout is inside the mudroom at the rear of the house. Okay, I've mapped out the line as much as I really can here. I've got some tape markings coming through the mudroom on the tile, blue painter's tape. The depth through the mudroom here is about 2 feet 7 inches to 2 feet 9 inches deep, quite shallow. It's very obvious where the issues are at. Just start at the clean out, work your way out through the paint markings and the white markings outside the house. But anyway, so right here, just inside the clean out, once again, we have about 2 to 3 inches of standing water for about half the belly, and then the other half is hovering somewhere around an inch of standing water here. So I do recommend a repair to correct the standing water to prevent debris from building up and causing a blockage in the line. Apart from that, the rest of the line's in good shape. I do recommend a rescope after any repair work is done to ensure that it was done properly. I'm going to go ahead and pull the camera out.